This is the Windone E2 electric bike, and just looking at it, you can really see how it blends a modern style with a retro touch. I'd call it a pretty sleek machine, especially with those chunky 20-inch fat tires and the wide, cushy seat. It almost gives off a little moped kind of vibe, but it definitely holds on to that sporty electric bicycle look. So I'm here today with a quick review, sharing my honest experience with it, what I liked, what's useful, and what I think new riders should know. When the Windone E2 first arrived at my door, I was a bit nervous just looking at the big box. This thing is not small, and at almost 92 pounds, it's heavier than most bikes I've owned before. But one thing that eased my mind was seeing it almost fully pre-assembled. Basically, all I had to do was attach a couple parts. Things like the front fender, pop on the front wheel, get the handlebar set up, and install the pedals. I had to flip the bike over to get the front tire on, and finish up with the rear suspension and the headlight. And with the tools included in the package, it was pretty straightforward. Pumping up the tires and charging up the battery were the last steps before I could take it for a spin. So, for anyone new to electric bikes, don't let the size scare you. The assembly is manageable, and everything important is pretty much done in the factory. I'd just recommend having a friend around to help lift it, especially if you're on the smaller side. Let's get into the key features. What stands out to me is the 750-watt brushless motor, which is hidden in the rear wheel. It gives the bike some real kick. Acceleration is smooth, and it gets up to 28 miles per hour if you're using pedal assist mode. So you're working the pedals, but the motor gives you a pretty strong boost. If you're feeling lazy or just want to cruise, you can use pure electric mode, where you just twist the throttle and let the bike do all the work. Top speed here is about 20 miles per hour. There are also pedal-only and cruise control modes, so if you're like me and have different moods depending on the day or how much effort you want to put in, you have a lot of flexibility. From my experience on city streets and dirt trails, I'd say the fat tires and the full suspension make a huge difference, especially if you're riding in places with potholes or gravel. The 20 by 4-inch all-terrain tires pretty much eat up bumps and keep the ride stable, and the front fork plus the rear suspension give you a lot of cushion. On top of that, the seat is really comfortable. It's a soft sponge seat with 23 inches of length, so even on long rides, I didn't get sore. The gears are simple to use with a trigger shifter right by the handlebar. This bike comes with 7 speeds, which is great for handling hills or just coasting on flat roads. Shifting is fast and smooth, no fuss at all. For anyone new to cycling, gears basically let you control how hard you need to pedal, so you can find the right level for your fitness or the terrain. Now, let's talk battery. This thing is powered by a 48-volt 13/8-hour removable battery, which is roughly 624 watt-hours in terms of energy. In plain language, that means the Windone E2 can take you up to about 46 miles if you're mixing some pedaling with the electric assist. If you stick to pure electric and let the bike do all the work, I was getting closer to 28 miles per charge. Obviously, that's going to change depending on your weight, how many hills you climb, and whether you're carrying a backpack or not. For me, cruising at a chill pace and using mostly pedal assist, I could go multiple days without needing a recharge. The battery slides out really easily, clicks back in with no trouble, and has a little charging port. I liked being able to bring the battery inside to charge while I left the bike in the garage. Also, the battery is IPX5 waterproof, so light rain isn't going to hurt it, but I wouldn't park it out in a storm either. The LCD screen and control setup are actually really simple. You've got a power button you hold for a couple seconds to fire everything up, and a clear display shows your speed, battery level, and total miles traveled. I found it easy to monitor how much range I had left and quickly see what riding mode I was in. Next to the screen, there are plus and minus buttons to adjust the pedal assist level. Higher means the bike's helping you more, which makes pedaling feel lighter and lets you go faster. As for safety, I need to talk about the hydraulic disc brakes. Those are top-notch for an e-bike at this price point. Hydraulic means you get more stopping power with less effort, and after riding in a little bit of rain, I noticed the brakes stayed consistent and didn't fade out. There's an LED headlight up front and a taillight that gets brighter when you hit the brakes, which gave me some peace of mind in low light. I did see a couple people online mention their headlights had a glitch, but mine's been solid so far. Something that surprised me a bit was the overall build quality. The frame is made from high-carbon steel, which is strong and feels super sturdy. But on the flip side, that's why this thing weighs so much. It's not exactly a bike I'd want to carry up and down stairs every day, So if you live in an apartment above the first floor, keep that in mind. Riding position is upright, which is good for comfort and for seeing traffic if you're using it around town. I'm about average height, and the fit was spot on for me. But I'd say if you're really tall, the seat and frame geometry might feel a bit cramped. On the flip side, shorter riders will probably love the easy step-through and the lower center of gravity. From my experience, day-to-day use is a breeze. The battery pops in and out, charging is quick, and I haven't had any issues with the gears or brakes so far. The fat tires didn't get flats, even when I took it down some gravelly paths, and the included kickstand is sturdy enough to hold the weight of the whole bike. The little toolkit and pump that come with it are nice extras. I used the included wrench to make a couple adjustments to the handlebars, and it was all easy to figure out. If I had to talk about a couple downsides, the obvious one is weight. It's a heavy bike. Lifting it up by myself was possible, but awkward, not what I'd call fun. Also, while assembly wasn't hard, it did take me about an hour since I was being careful and just double-checking everything. Heavier riders should keep in mind that, like most e-bikes, the battery drains faster if you're over that 300-pound mark, especially on hills and at high speed. Who would I recommend this for? Honestly, I think it's perfect for people who want an all-rounder e-bike to tackle both city riding and weekend trail adventures. Maybe someone looking for a fun commuter option that isn't stuck to just smooth streets. If you're a beginner, it won't overwhelm you. Everything's really user-friendly. And if you've been riding bikes for a while, you'll still appreciate the torque and speed this motor offers. In conclusion, riding the Windone E2 electric bike is a really enjoyable experience. You feel the extra power without giving up the simple pleasures of cycling, and the comfort features like suspension and fat tires make it a smooth ride wherever you go. The removable battery, strong brakes, and easy controls are huge pluses for convenience and safety. I'm happy with the durability and the overall look. Let's be honest, the retro style is just fun. The only real challenges for me were moving the bike when it wasn't in use, but when it's rolling, all that weight works in its favor, making it stable on rough terrain. If you're in the market for a solid electric bike that doesn't cut corners on comfort or performance, this is a strong option. Feel free to leave a comment with your core questions or your own experiences, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews like this. Thank you for watching.